And good evening. We are at Paul Ricard tonight for round 4 of FTRL's ACC Season 2, I think it is. Have a look at the grid here. We've come in after qualifying because the game's a little bit dodgy, we'll say, on the joining. So, quick catch up on qualifying. We've got Flying Chrome is leading us around on the formation lap. Sweeney second, it's Trit third, Blue Mosquito fourth, Mighty Iggy fifth, so that's a lot of your championship leaders are up there. So hopefully we'll have a good battle all race long. It'll be nice, maybe we'll get to watch the end of it this week, you never know. See if the game fancy's giving us that, but we've got a good full grid today, 19 cars on the grid, great to see. So hopefully we'll see plenty of action around this French circuit, which hasn't always had the best races, but you never know with the GT cars. It's not great for F1. We've not got the daft chicane in F1. We have a massive back straight, and just as I'm chatting now, we are about to come to the start-finish line, and we're about to go green, and we've got an hour of racing at Paul Ricard. The timing's all off. Race starts initialised. We get to the line. And we are green, off we go. Flying Chrome leads the pack away. And look at them all flying through. I'm actually going to keep on with the leaders this week, just in case anything happens up front. Into turn 1 then. Oh, we've got flags flying already. Through we go. Looks like Sweeney's managed to go up the inside of Frome. Anything going in the background? Looks like everyone's got through turn 1 fine. So Sweeney leads Flying Frome. That is a big old Bentley in behind. I forgot about that one. That's Trit. Also Blue Mosquito there, the blue car in 4th still, so Sweeney leads away. See how we're going on further back down the field. All coming through these this little chicane complex. Everyone seems to have got through, which is great to see. So, oh, we've got a spinner, and is that Cablo? That is Cablo. He had a bad start last week, he's had another issue this week, that's unfortunate for him. We've got a few cars bringing up the rear. So no, there has been some issue there. Rally Matthew seems to be stopped on track as well, and in fact he has left the building, unfortunately. So shame, we're down to 18 already. We're only half a lap in, down this very long back straight here at Paul Ricard. Not a huge amount of slipstream going on from what I can see there. Keep an eye on all these other cars coming through. So camera here. We'll see who's coming out the back. There's Cablo. We'll see as the timing updates, because we seem to have 4 cars at the back, but anyway. Oh, looks like 720. Which car? 720. Cornelius has gone off. That's a shame. It's a tricky corner, that one. If you do run a bit wide, easy to lose the balance of the car as you come into that turning braking area, but other than that, yeah, looking good up front. So Sweeney leads away. Flying Frome in 2nd place, Trit in 3rd, Blue Mosquito 4th, so that's a few of the guys up in the championship. Apparently a little gap to Blue Flag just starting to develop there. I wonder if we've got at the top 4 are going to peel away. What we did see last week was an awful lot of to and fro-in, so cars would obviously hit their windows and then come back into them and leave them, so you tend to see gaps going up and down a bit. We'll see if this race ebbs and flows in a similar way. We'll go on board with Taco, and as he is in front of Unsafe Release. Prototype Steph, and we've got a nice little pack of 5 cars here looking at 9th place. Oh, looks like something's happened with Trit. Oh no, that was just the timing beacons updating. It's fine. So Trit is right behind Flying Frome, coming down to this big back straight, so we'll see what kind of slipstream he's got. If he's ever going to get a slipstream, now would be it. Is he getting closer? Doesn't look like it at the minute, but maybe as they get to the top end. There you go. Yeah, Frome moves to the inside to try and defend his position. It is such a long straight. This just keeps going and going. It is basically a drag race. Down that turn as Flying Frome has Trit on the outside. Trit goes wide. Did we just have a car slide in there? We did a bit, but everyone's got through. No, they didn't. Who was that? Someone's gone round. I missed which car that is that's gone round. Lee Cole, was it? No, Bumpy's through. I can't work out which car that is that went round. Number 51. There isn't a 51. 5? Might be number 5 then. Faber, one of the two like that. Sweeney's just pulling a little gap away from Frome, because obviously Frome had to defend from Tritt and still has him right behind him. Blue Mosquito looks like he might have a nice run then. Went out the last corner. So Sweeney leads after 2 laps. No, I don't think Blue Mosquito's going to get him from there. We'll just go a bit further back down the field, see if anyone's interested. I thought that was someone that's fallen a long way back. Mr. Tumble. Timings are a bit all over the place at the minute while the field just figures itself out. Oh, it is 51, blue flag. That was who it was. There is a car 51. Wow, he spun from a long way up the field. Let's go with Ponage Town then. He's got Mighty Iggy behind him. Iggy had that great race last week, remember? He was just short of winning. Having started at the back, he couldn't make it into qualifying, could Iggy? So he had to fight his way all the way from the back and very nearly took the win. But while we're here, let's just have a look at the championship standings. Let's see. Oh wow, we've got a big gaggle of cars and they're all catching up to another one. This could get messy very, very quickly indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, 3 wide into this right-hander. That doesn't seem like it's going to go. But it looks like they've all made it. And they have. Great driving for everyone involved. That'll have lost a bit of time to the pack behind. That'll close everyone up. Good for racing, good for what we want to see on the stream. So that's Iggy that we're looking at now. He's in 8th. Is that Taco ahead, number 3? Yes it is. Make sure the time is updated, 91. So that's unsafe release, has made his way through. And there we go. That momentum killer, that last corner, it really is. Probably good for testing on, but horrible for racing, because everything just blocks up at concertinas, and then you have this little drag to turn 1 that frankly you just can't really get near. He says as looks like Iggy was, oh no, it wasn't Iggy? Taco. Just had a little look of unsafe release, but not very close enough to do anything. So back up the front. Sweeney, that gap has stabilised. Frome has not let him get away, still 1.5 seconds. Tritt 3rd, Blue Mosquito 4th. And Ponage Town up in 5th. Midnight 6th, and then we've got a big gaggle of cars there, unsafe release. Taco, Iggy, Steph, and they're all going to have a big blast down this back straight again, so we'll stick with this because you could end up 3 wide again. Down we go then, Midnight blasting through the air for everyone else behind him. There's unsafe release. Taco. No, not really closing up as we might have hoped. But they didn't really get too close. Ooh, like Iggy just breaks a little bit later than Taco into that corner. Gonna have to watch out for that one next time round. Track conditions looking okay for now. Let's back up to the front now. Actually, let's go and look at Mr. Grumpy because he looks like he's caught up to Tumble. So Mr. Grumpy and Mr. Tumble. Going up against each other in the Battle of the Misters. That's a little bit. Nothing doing there. Let's just have a look at these championship standings then. So we have got, yes, Iggy leads the way and he's currently down in 9th place. Sweeney 2nd, Taco 3rd, Frome 4th and Blue Mosquito 5th. Matthew is 6th, but he's had a terrible start and he's backed out of this race, so not a good race for him. So at the minute I'm guessing probably Sweeney leads the championship on the current standings. But you never know with Iggy. Maybe he doesn't like this track quite so much. Oh, we've got a drive-through. Already we've got a drive-through for Mr. Tumble. 4 track limits. It is tricky for track limits, this place. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the last penalty we saw. Or I would be surprised if that's the last penalty we saw. Looks like Cornelius is in the pits. Be after that crash. Probably getting his damage repaired. What's going on back here? We've got unsafe release, we've got Iggy. Oh wow, those are close. They're going to go into this corner. It's not the best camera really, but it's what we're given. Just misses all the action really. I want it pointing at the cars. Still, here we go up to this last sequence of corners that, as I say, kills the momentum of anyone driving. You can't really overtake normally unless you really send one. And everyone has a little brake, punches up, accelerates out, and oh! As I say that, was that Taco running wide? And then, oh, that was someone coming in the pit. Someone's pitted. That will be Tumble. He's coming for his drive-through, I guess. Bit early to be taking your pit stop, even with the big pit window. But up front, looks like Frome is starting to bring Sweeney back towards him. On to the back straight they come. Not really close enough to say that. He's lost 7/10 in that first sector, but he's starting to bring him back, or at least he was. Down the back straight. I don't know how much the slipstream would help from that far back. What little there is, number 84, Cablo, drive through the track limits. Told you that wouldn't be the last one. And this big pack of cars, just, well, it's a straight that's made for bringing the cars together, isn't it? Down they go, Iggy up the inside. Midnight, no, you can't get past it as soon as he pulls out the slipstream. You're just bogged down, you need to stay in that as long as you can and then pull out late. A bit like Steph just did then. Pull in just before the corner. So Midnight still leads Iggy. Yeah, Tucker must have made a mistake because he's dropped down a few places now. So this is where the closest battle is here, for 6th all the way down to 10th. We'll keep an eye on Mr. Grumpy's times as well, see if he can start to bunch back up to these guys, because Midnight does look a bit like he's a bit of a blocker. So we'll see as they cross the line whether... Oh, looks like Trit has closed right up to Flying Frog as well up front. Let's just go to that battle. Is he going to try and send one into turn 1? No, he's not. I say as they come through, Mr. Grumpy is... Here's one penalty, so he's closing in a little bit to that gap. Midnight is blocking them a bit. So worth keeping an eye on how Mr. Grumpy can do. But at the minute we'll watch Frome and Trit as they're close, and they'll be coming onto the back straight where Trit's going to have a lovely slipstream. And round they come. So here he goes. Yep, Frome pulls it inside, defends from Trip, tries to force him outside. It's going to be a good move to go around the outside of there. And defends him nicely. I'll be running some very, very low wing for that straight. It's like Iggy and Midnight. Got quite close as well, but again... No, in fact, Iggy is past Midnight now. Yes, he is. He must have got past him on the back straight there. Midnight's going to have a look at that. Yeah, he's definitely blocking them up, because look, Mr. Grumpy is caught right up to the back of them. So that battle that was for 6th to 11th, that'll be for 7th to 11th now. I'd expect Iggy just to move off and pull up towards Ponishtown, but I've expected things before and they've not happened. Tritt is right behind Flying From. But not easy to overtake. It's not really a big overtaking spot. And obviously that the right-hander at the end of the back straight, but as we've seen, even if you're right behind, it's not easiest to get next to someone. Pull through. Tritt's going to look around the outside because Frome's going to put his car where he needs to. And he's going to have the inside for this right-hander. It's going to be compromised coming to the next one. But is it going to be enough? Can he hold his line as he gets onto the back straight? Now starts to floor the throttle. And off we go. Blue Mosquito's loving it as well. He's getting involved. Now let's see what Tritt can do. Can he manage to find some way of sneaking past? Frome's going to hug the inside. He's going to force Tritt the long way. Pulls out. Gets into the air, and there you see the momentum just stops as he's trying to get by. Tritt has just pulled ahead slightly, but Frome has the inside line. Oh no! they've had a big crash. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. Oh no. Well, that was your second and third place men. Oh, they've crashed into each other again. What's happened there? And Blue Mosquito's off, and Sweeney's going to have a huge lead. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hard to know what to say there. So that's second, third and fourth have all had a big crash. Biggest winner there will then be Ponish Town, who's up into second. And he's having a great race. Iggy's not caught up to him quite as fast as I thought he might yet. But so these guys presumably are going to have to come in, fix that damage. Luckily they're in the pit window, but Frome's car is so bashed up. Blue Mosquito's trying to go around the outside of him. Oh, that looks like, was that Steph that spun? Yes it was. And there's Blue Mosquito, Frome's on the outside. That's not good because he's going to want to get in the pit lane. He's been hit then. He's going to have to watch his speed. Can he get it slowed down? Looks like he can. And that's gone all sorts of wrong for Flying Frome. So there's Tritt in 8th. So let's just catch up with your order again. After all that, and we've got Sweeney leads. Fairly healthy gap then to Ponish Town in second. MXR Midnight is in third. So did Iggy must have got caught up then in everything else that happened. Unsafe release fourth, Blue Mosquito fifth. He just got tangled up in it. He could have had a great chance there. Taco sixth, Rumpy seventh, Tritt eighth, Iggy in ninth, Steph 10th, Joe Finn 11, Lee Cole 12. We have lost somebody else. I'm not sure who. I'm sure we had 9 teams. We have lost 3 cars from this race so far. So Flying Frome will, I guess, stick with it. He'll need those points for the championship. Who have we lost so far then? Raleigh Maffey, yes, and Cornelius we've lost. Not sure who the other one is at the minute. I don't know, I might do it to Sweeney because he's got a big gap. So we'll watch this gap there, the battle then with Blue Mosquito, Taco, and Rumpy for 5th, 6th and 7th. That's your closest battle on track. Frome emerges from the pits. It looks like he's just about to going to be lapped by Sweeney. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite sure what he's going to do there though, because they're going to be running about the same pace. He doesn't want to have to let him through, but I presume he's going to have to. And it looks like he has, in fact, just on that map. Looks like Frome has let Sweeney past. Then crazy few minutes there has really switched the order around. The leader hasn't changed. He's going to be quite happy with that result. That's great news for his championship standings, because his nearest rival, well, nowhere near now. those standings again. So Iggy was your championship leader. He's down in 9th. Sweeney obviously leading. Tocco 6th. Yeah, Frome last. Blue Mosquito down in 5th. Rally Matthews not finishing. Blue Flag's also out of here. Cablo, he's down near the back as well. So Sweeney would have struggled to write a better series of events. Where's any battles? Looks like we've got Tocco, Grumpy trying to catch up to him, Trick just behind Grumpy. Any battle on the track? Was Iggy caught up to the back of them as well? 1, 2, 3, 4 cars there, yep. Oh, so Trick's gonna have a look at Grumpy and there's another collision. Oh, someone went round. One car, show me who it was. No, someone looked like they went a long way around, but I think it might be Grumpy. Spun in front of them? I guess. They seemed to have backed out of whatever move they had. It didn't look like the car was in a great position, so they're having another big drag down the back straight here. As the sun looks like it's just starting to go down now. We are on 6 times time, so it is meant to be getting dark by the end of this race, but oh gosh, we're going to go 3 wide. We're going to get away with it this time. And Mr. Grumpy still leads Iggy and Trick. As the sun starts to go down. I told you, Frome's not going to let Sweeney get away. He's just going to probably drive up behind him as long as he can. Enjoy the slipstream. Just look at the leader's pace. Just unfortunate he's doing it from a lap down. So let's go back up here with Mr. Grumpy. This is where your closest battle is. Sweeney, he isn't dropping Ponish down. Ponish just got decent pace. Now that looked like someone going into the pits. It was tricked. So he's going to try and get some clear air, try and go for a little undercut on Mr. Grumpy. See, does it look like he hits his pit box? He's a long way down the pit. Let's just see. He's right down the far end. No, I didn't shift him, so it looks like he's hit his mark. Well done. Very up near the podium. Looks like unsafe release has caught up a bit to midnight. Close enough really, but well, they haven't just said that Ponish wasn't being dropped by Sweeney, it's just the gap's extended up to 10 seconds, so Sweeney's looking very comfy out there for the points on this one, barring any issues. Fairly sure Flying Frome won't want to just launch one at him. Tempting as it would be. So Mr. Grumpy, oh, Iggy has got past Mr. Grumpy now. Mr. Grumpy's going to have a look at the inside. Is he going to leave it in there? Using an overtaking spot. Kept it clean. And that looks like Iggy's probably got the move done from earlier. They both take a very different line through there. It seems like he's not quite as comfy with this track as with some others, but still, can't be perfect everywhere, can you? He had a great result last week, coming from the back, coming up to second. Let's watch this battle then for third, fourth and fifth. Blue Mosquito is making his way back into the podium battle. He would have hoped it wouldn't have been quite so difficult, but I suppose he was in fourth place before, he's down in fifth, so all those issues haven't cost him too much at the minute. And let's see, because Midnight has got unsafe release right behind him. He's got a great run on him. So Cablo's pit, Mr. Grumpy has gone in the pits as well now. This is where the fighting currently is on track. So let's see, is he going to defend the inside, or so he's going to push him to the outside? I know, very respectful battle in there. But that's getting very, very close. Blue Mosquito takes a different line to the rest of them, goes a bit wider. Maybe looking to accelerate out and catch up to them. Oh, he just went, whoa, that's a big move from unsafe release. Let's just keep behind him as he comes back on the track, hits Blue Mosquito. And look, we could say he sent it. He may have just missed his breakpoint. Sweeney has come in the pits. Interesting call. Should be fine. I don't see any particular issues with it. There's no real danger if he just stayed out there as long as he fancied till everyone else had pit and just come in at the end. Risk, you know, don't risk getting stuck in any traffic. But I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He's leading the race, and I am talking about it. So let's follow his judgment. So Blue Mosquito has got up back into the fourth place that he had before he had all those issues. And he's definitely going to want to try and get that third place. Obviously he's got it now. Sweeney pitted, but he'll want it after his pit stop as well. Can he get anywhere near down the straight? It's that Mercedes-Benz trying to catch up to the Audi. Nothing doing there. Long straight, not enough slipstream. I think going a bit further back, let's have a look. We've got Duo Finn up in 6th place. Steph. Yeah, the pit stops are all starting to happen now. So Sweeney has come out in the A, so he's got a nice big lead. Over Trit. Obviously he was the one caught up in that issue. Let's see what's going on for the front there then. Midnight, Blue Mosquito. Will either of them pit this time? Looks like Blue Mosquito's going to... Ooh, he is. I wonder if Blue just got caught out then. I would have expected him to do the opposite. So there's going to be a bit of a battle in the pits. Can either of them get it stopped on the mark? Midnight is further down the pit lane, but that shouldn't be a problem. I don't think you get held like you do in F1, but can he find his mark? Looks like he has. Pony's Town, who was in the lead, what's the pit? So unsafe release goes through. And into the lead. Don't know why I'm just sat here watching cars do nothing. We'll just wait till they start moving. That'll be where the interest starts. So Blue Mosquito. Blue Mosquito says he's done at midnight. He's still in the pits. Blue Mosquito, is he going to get him under the pits? You think he is? Yes he is! Blue Mosquito overtakes Midnight then in the pits. Midnight, he's going to have a look at Blue Mosquito while he still can, but no, Blue Mosquito holds on to that, well, what will be a net third once it all pans out. All these other cars at the front still haven't pitted. Yes, this is your battle for net third. Town has got up a lot to Sweeney in the pits there. Sweeney's not had a good pit stop, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Got this one well under control. Say, I've said stuff before and been wrong.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
There we go, that's 30 minutes of racing. Fairly eventful. Big crash between second, third and fourth. We had a few incidents, not too much on the start really. We had, I think, one or two at the start that we didn't really see. But on that we have seen some good racing as well. It's not just about the crashes, although we do enjoy those. Blue Mosquito, well, I'm expecting him to start pulling away now. He did catch up to this pack quite nicely. Car number 89, that would be Mr. Grumpy. Car number 23 is Midnight, he's got to drive through. So, yeah, I said they're not easy, the track limits. It's very easy to pick up extensions around here. And that, I think it takes 4, I think it's 3 warnings and then you get your drive-through penalty anyway, so. They've been getting the warnings, they've not stuck by them. So they're taking drive-throughs. That's, I think, our 4th drive-through of the night. Yeah, Mr. Grumpy takes his. Looks like Trip then will be catching up after his issues. Maybe come up to Blue Mosquito, so he's in net third. Sweeney's got a nice lead up at the front. Unsafe release pits from the lead. Steph will pit, he doesn't fancy just taking a token lead. Oh, there's Blue Mosquito. I thought Blue Mosquito had disappeared for a second then. Let's see, it'd be interesting if Trick does catch up to Midnight before they serve the penalty. Will he just wait behind him for a lap? We do get told about other people's penalties, so he will know that Midnight has got a penalty in front of him. And he goes in to serve it now, so that's that problem dealt with. So the next one for Trit is the 2.4 seconds up to Blue Mosquito. And that'll be to try and get back on the podium, because of course he was in third before the incident. I think he might have been second just, but yeah, close enough to third. So let's catch up then with where we all are. Everyone's pitted. So we have 26 minutes and 35 seconds plus whatever's left of the last lap left of this race. And Sweeney has got a nice strong lead then over Ponish Town, who's having a great race. Well, let's be fair to him. He's enjoying that Lamborghini. Blue Mosquito in third. He's got tripped trying to catch him up, and behind him you've got Unsafe Release and your championship leader Mighty Iggy. Duo Finn up in 7th. There's a big gap there between 6th and 7th, but there's Duo Finn. Flying Frome then is obviously well off the lead where he was, but considering the damage. Oh gosh, he's got Midnight having a look at him. I must have missed Midnight getting close. The night starts to draw in. He won't be very confident going side by side around anyone there, but Frome in 8th. Midnight down in 9th after his drive through. Steph 10th, Lee Call in 11th. Taco 12th. Blue Flag, he's starting up near the front. He's not had a nice race. Clumpy then, who had a drive through, and Cablo, who I'm not quite sure what's happened to Cablo. Oh, he had a drive through as well. He's obviously not had a much of a fun race either. Let's go back to this battle then with Unsafe Release and Iggy. Sweeps across the front of him, that's brave. Bounces it around the curves. This is the bit where you're really going to be interested in it. Runs a bit wide. I think Iggy might have a good look at him now. Yeah, Iggy's got a great run, but can Unsafe Release catch that slipstream and get near? Because it's not always the place you want to catch. Shouldn't go past at the very start of the straight. He did have the momentum. And then having done this, we might pop back down to see how Frome and Midnight are getting on. Down this incredibly long straight, the darkness is drawing in. We just pull away from the action for a minute to just look at nothing, but I'll blame the race director, who's probably French, I guess. You could say that. Anyway, Duo Finn is, yeah, a big gap then, 22 seconds between 6th and 7th, so Frome will be looking to catch Duo, see if he can get that 7th place. Maybe hoping for some shenanigans up front, but of course you don't wish your opponents to crash too much. Yeah, it's starting to get dark now. The fans there waving the flags. They're having a good time. Let's have a look at the back here. We've got looks like Blue Flag and however you pronounce his name. No, we did. Looks like he's got past him already. He's not. Oh, must have had a spin. Oh, there's a shame. I thought we had a battle on the hands there. So, should we go and have a look at? Let's see what Blue Mosquito's doing. Keeping that gap to Trit at the minute. Track temperature dropping all the time in the cold. 10 degrees. They'll be struggling to get the heat in the tyres on that one. Expect to see some people sliding around. Oh, looks like Frome has caught up by a lot to Duo actually, so we'll just drop up to the front here. The front. Just talking rubbish. They're not near the front, they're 7th, 8th and 9th. Okay, go behind the timing screen. Big long straight. Frome really catch up the Duo, but he's gonna, as they say, catching is one thing, overtaking is another. Can he find a place past? Not there, he can't. Just leaves it in a bit. to the final corner. Not sure, we'll see if we can get close enough. It's not always the best place to get a run out of, but it's very close. It's very close. Now they will move to the outside. Still have the speed there, unless he can leave around the outside. I'm not sure if he'll be able to. Duo might keep it fair. No, in fact he is. Duo's going to keep it very fair, and Fro manages to make his way through into turn 2. So a nice little move there around the outside of turn 1, up in the inside to turn 2. And now he's got Duo blocking Midnight just behind him. So we'll stay with that one because I think that's the battle on track. Looks like Blue Mosquito's keeping that gap with Trit at 1.5 seconds at the minute. Speedy gap, excuse me, at the front. Just over 10 seconds. We are just about 2/3 of the way into this race now. There's 20 minutes gone left. 40 minutes gone. Getting darker each lap, as you can see. Finn. Keeping Midnight behind him at the minute. Now will Midnight fancy a similar move that Frome did? Now try and get around the outside, try and get a run out of the last turn. Get around the outside. And as you use the fact that the track comes back to the right. Get up the inside into turn 2. Another drive-through penalty for Mr. Grumpy. So he's not having much fun with track limits. Let's see then how we do. We've got Midnight trying to get somewhere near Joe Finn. Can't this time. Nothing doing on the brakes. Oh. Mr. Grumpy's not having much fun there, and I think we may have seen possibly the end of Mr. Grumpy's race there, but let's just see what he does. So it's a second drive through and then a 30-second stop go. So we'll go back to this battle then with Duo and Midnight. It's the closest one on track. Midnight's going to have a look down this big long straight again. Pulls to the inside. Does he have the power? Can he keep going? Looks like he's just edged ahead. Puts away from the action for a second. There we go. And Midnight's through. He's got past Duo Finn now as well. It's hard to know where to go next for the action. We could have a look around. We've got Steph's trying to come up behind Duo as well. So Trit isn't really closing up to Blue Mosquito. I don't think Blue Mosquito is really closing up to Ponish Town either. So keep an eye on that. Was 3 and a bit seconds. There's 3 and a bit seconds. So that's fine. So I think our closest battle on track is going to be Steph and Duo Finn here. Down for 9th and 10th. As it starts getting darker, so while we're here, shall we fill the time with some fun facts about poor Ricard? Which I can now go and look up, because of course I'm not going to pretend like I know everything. Some interesting stuff. So built in 1969. at Le Castellet Van in Marseille. With finance from a pasties magnate, Paul Ricard. Let's see, what is that? Oh, it's a drink. He's an alcohol man. Oh, there you go. It's appropriate. An alcohol man makes a race circuit. So anyway, that's the whole history of it. It's literally just... It's a big track in the middle of nowhere on a plateau, I think. Makes it flat and... yeah, I can't think of another word. One day I will work on my filling in technique. But for now, we'll go and look at Licol and Artemis Taco having a drive around towards the end of the lap. That's those who are on track battles. You've got Duo Finn's got prototype Steph coming up behind him, and you've got Licol with Taco just behind him. Trip looks like he's pulled that gap in a bit to Blue Mosquito, but nothing the man in third place needs to worry about just yet. We do still have 14 minutes, so could still get a bit crazy. Cornish Town's still keeping that gap nicely to Blue Mosquito as well. It's like he's enjoying that Lamborghini. Second place is looking good. Please don't jinx him. And of course, a race leader who we've not really watched much of, especially since the incident, we'll call it. I'm sure that one will be in the stewards later. Between Frome and Tritt. Swingy has taken advantage of that, just pulled away from all his title rivals, who've, say frankly, they've all had a fairly disappointing races from their point of view. So, you know, say, well, there was Iggy, I think Tripp was up there, Frome, yes, definitely. Blue Mosquito, of course, he's up there. He's having third place at the minute. Yeah, even this battle's not quite developing as we would have liked. So let's, while we're here, we've got 30 minutes left, let's go up and watch our race leader and see what it is he's doing that everyone else isn't. That was a bit of time on board there with Sweeney. It looks like we've actually got a bit of a battle now starting to develop them between Taco, Licol and Blue Flag. Here at the back. Just like these guys have a dash between each other. Oh, maybe not Taco. No, it is, yeah, that's the one. Oh, for goodness sake.